Hello and welcome back. I'm Debbie A. Anderson. Welcome you back to the last Monday live, not only for the year, but for good, for the moment, as we raise the vibration and share the positive. So in 2021, I'll be doing these again, but periodically and hopefully at a time that you will be able to be present with my guest and I. So it'll be more likely evening time. So today, my vibrational guest joining me is Shelly Ruzgys. But before I introduce her, the first person joining us today gets to choose which affirmation deck the card is chosen from. Either the I am vibrational, you can type in orange and your name, or the I am sacred. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to light my candle. If I can get a match to work here. Oh my gosh, the matches are not wanting to work. Great. Okay, there we go. So candle is lit. We have the light shining on us today. Good afternoon, Facebook user. I'm sorry, Facebook is not giving up the names anymore. This is a new thing. Happy New Year. God bless. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Facebook user, which deck do you want to choose from? The orange deck or the green deck? Just put orange or green and your name and you get that 3 seconds claim to fame. I am sacred. So who are you, Facebook user? Sorry, it's not showing the name up on the feed here. So I'm going to shuffle the I am sacred while we're waiting for that person to share their name. Okay, the person that chose the deck. Okay, so another person's chosen. So as I don't know your name, I'm just going to shuffle, and whoever it is that chose today, thank you, thank you. Sue. Okay, thank you, Sue. And Kimberly. Okay, well done, ladies. Okay, actually, I've got 2 cards, so one for each of you. Okay, all right, and Lisa. So the first card I have is I am sacred, and my inner child is vibrationally free to be. Yay! And the second card that I pulled, that popped out, hi, Lisa, is I am sacred in delight of vibrational dreaming. And yeah, that is definitely, look at the colors on those. So we've got 2 cards there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So candles lit. I just want to remind you, if you want to receive free from me, join my Facebook group, Debbie A. Anderson's The Sharing Place, which today we are feeding from, as well as on YouTube. The link is in the feed, and it's not one of those sit back and do nothing kind of groups. As a member, you need to participate. If not, I say goodbye to you. Literally. I've just got this new soft and fluffy Debbie's Gone. 2021 will be filled with expectations and sharing, and it's going to be very raw and very real. So it's not sitting on the fence, people. Basically, if that's what you want, find another group. This one will not be for you. Yes, as my December newsletter said, out with the old, in with the new. So heads up that my 2021 Spiritual Insights and Predictions is on YouTube. It's on my Facebook pages. And if you didn't take the time to listen to the 2020 predictions Spirit shared with me, that I ultimately shared with all of you, it was there to assist you as we transition from 2020 into 2021. So listen to it, it's on YouTube. And then listen to the 2021 Spiritual Insights and Predictions. And here's just a snippet of what is in store for us in the next few days, starting in January. So this is what Spirit shared. January has always been a time to revisit the past and make decisions. Some might call these resolutions, whatever name you give them. We call this time of revelation. When you reveal that which you know, that which you must remember. And there's a lot more. I'm not going to do the whole thing. You got it there, listen to it or not. Spirit keep on telling me, we share this with you to assist you, not me, you. So if you don't listen to it, so bad, so sad, whatever. They're at the point, they're getting raw and real because they're getting a little frustrated with people that are sitting there complaining, whining, and not getting on and doing it for themselves. Yeah, there's a lot more with month-by-month insights. So we are prepared and can stand strong in our beliefs. Spirit are there every step of the way for us. Your choice to listen or not. So the conversation today is Holiday Blues and Bloats. But before we begin, let me share who and what Shelley is about, because I'm very blessed to call her my friend, but she's far more expansive. Shelley owns Fine Herbs in Windsor, Ontario, and I'm very blessed that I live really close to her and I can get all that I need. She is a natural health products advisor. She offers knowledge on organic supplements. Her store provides a variety of health brands, herbal tinctures, homeopathic remedies, bulk herbs, essential oils, whole food product, even teas and decks and all the other stuff that you want to move forward with your health to start feeling better. So welcome, Shelley, and thank you for joining us today. And I know from stuffing myself this Christmas, I'm looking forward to what you're going to share with us today, especially at this time, because sometimes we forget that there are alternative ways to improve our health and well-being at this time. Yeah, so absolutely. welcome, and let's open up that conversation. And if you have a question or anything you want to share in feedback to Shelley, please put it on there and I can pop it up. So somebody's just put here, I am very blessed that I know both of you goddesses. So again, anybody on Facebook that's coming from there, Facebook has this new rules where it doesn't show on the feed your actual name. So if you can put your name first. So I love this. Sue's just put, this is Sue One's Chuck. Yes, Debbie, overdue to get out of the comfort. Yes, we've got to get out of the comfort. We need to step up to the plate and actually follow through. And Laurie's here too. I love that. All these beautiful. Yep, out of our comfort zone. So welcome. And this is going to be fun, I know, because it's important of what you're sharing.
Well, you know what? It's funny because you're saying get out of our comfort zone, which this is the time of year where we typically hibernate. And we find that comfort zone, you know, the extra layer of blankets, the sitting home and staying indoors. And the days are longer. The days are shorter, the nights are longer, we have less daylight, and we tend to eat more carbs, more sugar, more treats, hot chocolate, you know, all those little things that make us feel good, but in the end, they're disrupting our hormones and our blood sugar levels and robbing us of melatonin, which creates dysbiosis in the gut, and it creates the winter blues.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the thing about it is we get to that point in our physical self where we feel that.
Yeah.
And usually by the time we feel it, it's like, oh my gosh, we need to really do some radical changes here.
Yeah. And you know what? There is definitely a need to rest and reflect. Because we do get burnt out. And so if you need to have an afternoon nap and curl up by the fireplace or watch a movie, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But self-care doesn't mean that you become overindulgent in the things that are going to create inflammation and that are going to end up doing long-term harm. We see so many people that come January, February just can't deal with the blues, or their stomachs are going crazy and they have IBS, and it's kind of like a tsunami that comes upon them, and we don't realize that all of this holiday cheer and these habits of going into this dark time portray that. So stick with your probiotics. Make sure that you're constantly nourishing that gut, because 70% of that serotonin that you need comes from that gut.
And of course, when we have what I call a download, I love that, the wordology, the download, it can really wash us out.
Absolutely.
And I mean, literally wash us out in our physical. And then we just want to go, oh gosh, now I want to go and rest and I don't want to do anything. And what did I do? And all those kind of things. So
definitely rest, but make sure you're taking some trace minerals or your magnesium, your probiotics, nourishing teas, nourishing soups and stews that don't overwork that delicate digestive system that you've just stuffed full of turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and that pound of cookies.
I know. Oh,
It,
ah,
it makes a big difference. And if you can get off rid of the caffeine and replace it with herbal teas, your body loves those herbs and it just takes them and it nurtures them. It makes it feel so good.
yeah. I put this question up here because Helen Wilson has said, hi, this is Helen. What is the number one thing you recommend for building immune systems up during cold and flu season like right now?
Right now, it's the same thing since this COVID thing has really started. Vitamin C, lots of vitamin C, lots of vitamin D. Vitamin A, going into the winter months, we need vitamin A. We do not need it in high doses because vitamin A can become toxic, but you do need at least some vitamin A in your diet every single day. Should you become sick, then you need to see a health practitioner that can teach you how to pulse treat with vitamin A because it stays in the respiratory system and heals that tract.
Okay, so somebody has put here
lysine and zinc. Lysine and zinc are amazing. Zinc is one of your top defenders for your cellular system. Yeah, and it's anti-inflammatory. It works on the cytokine storm that can be caused by respiratory illness, and it helps vitamin C do its job.
Yeah. The moment, what is A? Somebody said, so what is vitamin A?
So you can get vitamin A. The best source of vitamin A is cod liver oil, but you can buy it in capsules or in emulsified liquid. You want to have it emulsified, and it's 1 drop or 1 capsule. So you don't need more than 10,000 units a day unless prescribed by a healthcare professional, because many of us are very deficient in vitamin A. It is stored, it's fat soluble, so it can be stored in our body. That's why you don't want to take too much of it. So it's very important to know that you're taking the right amount.
And of course, all these things can be purchased from Fine Herbs in Windsor, Ontario, which is where Shelley is out of. And I'm sure even if you are not quite local to her, she can work something out for you and get it to you. So, please be very supportive. And, I have a lot of local businesses on from where I live and local people, because I want us to not forget that these small businesses like Fine Herbs in Windsor, Ontario, are there because of people like Shelley. They've invested the time and energy into learning their craft, and they're there to support us. And, I know with Shelley that I've picked up the phone, messaged her and said, Shelley, hey, this is going on, blah, 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 blah. What would you suggest? And she suggested, and I've zinged down there and picked it up from her. At the moment, I'm in Mexico, but, we got stocked up before we left. So, remember that. So somebody just put any symptoms of deficiencies. So
when you tend to get a lot of bronchitis, sinusitis, the winter cough that never goes away, I have that issue, and it is usually a vitamin A deficiency. If you do not absorb your nutrients well and you have IBS, chances are you're vitamin deficient because it's not staying in your body. Your body's not knowing how to use it. And that's with just about any supplement. If you have a lot of leg cramps, a lot of depression, or a lot of foggy brain, that's usually a magnesium deficiency.
Right. See, these are nice little tips that we go, oh, I didn't realize that. So
that restlessness, you can't get comfortable, you can't sleep, that's magnesium. And vitamin D. Vitamin D, if your mood is up and down and all over the place, or you're just plain depressed and feel like you're in a dark cave all the time, that's vitamin D deficiency.
And what I love about the vitamin D is you can get that from sunshine.
Yes, but you have to get it in sunshine without sunscreen. So you have to be careful.
So, but of course, at the moment, wherever you are in the world, if the sun is shining outside your house, even if it's cool, cold, or whatever, snuggle up, get out there, let it, hit your skin.
Let it touch your face.
Yeah.
The problem is we're usually bundled up, so there's very little of our skin that's exposed.
Yeah.
Nudists have great amounts of vitamin D. Us, we not so much because we're covered, or we put sunscreen on, or we have a hat on. So vitamin D really does need to be supplemented. We're not farmers. We're not outside from sun up to sundown. So it's critical that we get it. And it really, really helps with so many things.
I've the joy of being here in Mexico, and in fact where we live in Leamington, Ontario, is being able to get the Jamaica, the hibiscus flowers, and be able to make them into a drink. It's this lovely red, bright red liquid, and it's so good for the digestive system. It's so good.
Very high in vitamin C, very antioxidant, really good for you.
Yeah, so, and Jamaica is the hibiscus flower, but word of caution, if you have hibiscus flowers in your backyard, do not take them and boil them up. They are not the same, okay?
They're GMO started. They're not the same. They don't have the medicinal properties, and they probably are not edible.
No, exactly. They've been hybridly created to give you this wonderful large hibiscus flower, but it is not edible. So lots of stores sell them in a dried format. And as I say, in the Leamington, Windsor area, because we have lots of migrant workers, you can get them in packaged form, or over here you just take your scoop into the grocery store and you just scoop up however much you need.
So somebody order them in bulk as well.
Yes. So again, this is something, and because they're light, they won't cost very much to ship if you're not in the area. So contact Shelley because she can get them. It's a lovely drink. Because you can have it hot or cold. I like to make mine up. Literally, you boil the flowers with some water, a little bit of honey to give it a little less tartness, and then I put it in the refrigerator. So
slice up some oranges in there, get a little vitamin C.
Oh my gosh,
it's so good. This time of year, you can mix it with some elderberry.
Oh,
so elderberry is so good for the respiratory system. I want to say this person here says the inside of their nose is brutal right now. Once we turn on our heaters, everything dries out, and the cold air. So believe it or not, a very quick and easy tip is to use on the end of a Q-tip just a little bit of organic coconut oil and put it up in there. And that will keep, it's antifungal and antibacterial. So that will moisturize your nose. It'll get soaked in and it won't make a mess. It's very, very good. Then there's the spray called X-Clear, which is saline and xylitol. Excellent for washing out your nasal passages and keeping things nice and clear. The xylitol is not as drying as traditional saline. So again, very good for the nasal passages.
And I'm not sure, somebody's just put here,
hey, Rosina.
Here, Shelley, do you have the elderberry syrup?
I do, yep.
There you go. See, so somebody's put here plus mask. So I'm not sure whether you mean you're getting straws from your mask.
So the mask,
a lot of people are.
Breathing in, first of all, I'm guilty. I use the China-made disposable ones because I can't breathe through the cloth ones. There's chemicals on them. Those chemicals, my nose is raw. It bleeds all the time because of that. It's constantly dripping. And it's all red around here. So I use colloidal silver all around here. I make sure I rinse my nasal passages every night because of whatever it is to wash that out. And I use the X-Clear. You can spray your mask with a little colloidal silver as well. That helps. But putting a little bit of the coconut oil up in your nose will definitely help from that dryness and that irritation.
So somebody's put here, I wear a sleep apnea mask, so my nose is doing good. Otherwise, I will be in the same boat. So, yeah, good. And sometimes especially if you are having to wear a mask and you can't get the clear ones, I know some stores won't allow you to go in with the clear masks or the face screen things on. So sometimes if I in the desperation mode, I put a little bit of peppermint oil onto my mask, and it helps me to actually.
I do that as well.
Yeah.
I like the peppermint, the Breathe Easy from
Yes.
doTERRA, and the Air Effects. They have two really nice blends that are very good. I put on the corner of my mask up here, a little bit there, and it helps. Our peppermint, because a lot of us get headaches from wearing the mask. Right? So the peppermint really helps with that tension headache that you get in here.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really important this time of year is actually melatonin. Melatonin
tea tree oil.
It's tea tree oil. Yes. Very good for that. But melatonin is a master antioxidant. It is, most people think of it as a sleep aid, which it does help with your sleep, but it is one of the most powerful antioxidants we have. And in the winter, we make much less melatonin because the days are shorter, so it gets darker sooner, and we're on our tablets or we're watching TV, and for every hour that you are on a device after sundown, it delays your production of melatonin for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So you're not, you find you're tired, you fall asleep, you wake up at 2, 3 o'clock because you don't have enough melatonin. You haven't made it to stay asleep. And our body does its most work when it's sleeping to getting rid of everything. Yeah. So believe it or not, some people say they can't take melatonin because it gives them a melatonin hangover, which is true. But if you mix it with amino acids like 5-HTP and L-theanine, it eliminates that hangover feeling.
Wow. And I think that is something that all of us, especially in the winter months, it's easier to sit in front of a laptop or your tablet. And I have to say, yesterday I was working all day. And so I was inside. I've got this beautiful 26, 29 degree sunshine outside. So I actually went out to play cards with Chris. So I was sitting out in the sunshine to ensure that I did step away. But sometimes we get engrossed with what we're doing. Or we're working and we have that 8 hours completely where we're sat screen tied, as I call it, screen tied, because we are.
I'm on the screen all the time.
Yeah. So we need to, as I always used to say when I was working in corporate world, you need to step away for a good 10 minutes at a time, not only for your physical body, but for your mental body as well. So yeah, that's good with the melatonin, because I've had that on occasions where I'm like falling asleep and then, wake up later on.
Going wide awake,
like feeling like I always feel like I've done about 10 hours sleep and thinking it must be 7 o'clock in the morning and it's like 3 or 4 a.m. So
I know those 3 to 5 a.m.s are deadly. And
So any questions from anybody in the audience? If you're on Facebook, please put your first name because we're not getting that coming up. So somebody's put, I use CBD oil without the THC. That Shelley has too. So the CDB oil is incredible from what I've heard.
So it's because it's rich in omegas, your 3, 6, 9 factors, right? Which are very nourishing to the body and to the brain. You don't need to have the THC part of it because the hemp automatically activates our cannabinoid system, which is built into our bodies. And then the cannabinoid system is amazing at healing the body, relaxing the body, and taking away the tension without the high.
Okay, so Perla just said, this is Perla, do you carry CBD oil in the store?
I don't have CBD oil. I have hemp, which is called CB2. So it has the properties, it's all hemp oil with terpenes. So there's no THC in it at all.
Okay, perfect. And Dawn says, Dawn McKinnon here. Thanks for the info on the nose, lysine, etc. You're welcome, Dawn. So, if you any questions, please pop it up. And as I say, Shelley is local in the Windsor, Ontario area. She has fine herbs. Store on Howard, and we were talking beforehand. If you are not close by and you would like to purchase from Shelley, she has the way of getting it to you. So, you know, there's ways around everything, and you know, you're supporting her as a local store, and you're supporting your own health system here. So, Laurie's just said, is there a certain time that you can take oil drops?
Are you meaning the CBD oil, Lori? Because with the CB2, you can take it any time of day because there's no THC in it. So you don't have to worry about not being able to drive or not being able to function. And it can be taken with meals once or twice a day. So
one of the things I have that I've been not guilty of not using is I have hemp oil.
Mm-hmm.
So that is very good for your body as well. She says yes.
Yeah. So any time of day, you can take it whenever works for you. If you want to put it in a smoothie, or if you want to even make it into a salad dressing with your meal at night.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's ways.
Nice.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
So hemp oil is, again, very good for you, Debbie, because of the omega factors of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vegan source of omega, so often our bodies don't get enough plant source proteins and fats.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it's great to add into our diet. It's good for your intestines. I know we were supposed to talk about the bloats and blues as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend for the bloating and for, especially this time of year, make sure you're taking a very good digestive enzyme so that you're actually breaking down the food that you're taking, because we talked about lack of absorption. If you have an enzyme that breaks that down, your body is much more likely to absorb the nutrients and not fight against it and not create an inflammatory response in the body.
Mm.
So that, and then the probiotics go in and they stabilize the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So the bad bacteria doesn't get a chance to throw a party and rise above the good bacteria.
Yeah.
And break you out in bladder infections and yeast infections and sinus, and all that stuffiness that you get afterwards.
Mm. Mm. It's funny. I'm not sure if it's the humidity here, but back home in Canada, where I live in Leamington, I was suffering so much, and I think it was due to the harvesting, but my nose was constantly doing the run. Here, I was just saying to Chris the other day, it's a dry heat here, so I was not getting, thankfully, I haven't had any runny nose. But of course, when we're in the situation, anytime you're trying to blow your nose or something like that, people are looking at you that you're infused with COVID.
Yes.
But those kind of things, a runny nose is not always necessarily related to a cold, which is something that we sadly assume it is. Which
it can be related to improper gut bacteria balance. It can be a bacterial overgrowth that's creating a candida or a yeast reaction in the body that causes you to have a runny, drippy nose, to feel stuffed up all the time. It's actually many causes. It could be allergies. It could be that you haven't cleaned your air ducts in your furnaces.
Yes.
And hot pet hair that's been in your vents for 15 years. Yeah. There's so many reasons that we've been conditioned to be afraid of anybody coughing and sneezing.
I know. And, it is a season, as they say. So don't always assume, that somebody is infectious, which seems to be our sad response to anything today. It's harsh, but yeah, it's funny because back home we had somebody come out to check our air ducts in our condo, and he said, "Ma'am, you've got clean air ducts here. I can't even consider charging you for cleaning it because of stuff." So it definitely must be atmospheric, or allergies based on dust from the when they're harvesting and things like that, because here I haven't got it, so it's weird. Maybe I need to live here, and that's it.
So now, when we go into some of those reactions, like that inflammatory response and the stuffy nose and stuff, that can then lead you into the blues part of it. Because if it's candida or yeast borne, and you don't have, and it's disrupting the amount of good bacteria that you're creating in your gut, where 70% of that serotonin is, then you're going to start feeling gloomy, and you're going to have a heavy head, and you're not going to have any energy. And then it starts that whole role of the blues. And there are certain things that you can take, like I said before, your vitamin D and your C that are important, your melatonin, but things like L-theanine, GABA, 5-HTP, they're all amino acids. They're all amino acids that our body needs to function properly and healthily, but are very hard to get out of our food intake. And those are going to keep you from getting really blue and really depressed.
Yeah.
B vitamins, things like that. You need to really nourish your body in the winter months. It's meant for us to repair. It's a time for repair. So treat it gently, but treat it really, really well.
Yeah. As somebody said to me, it's not necessarily like I come out of this looking pretty, but I want to come out of this. And the more we look after our mind, body, and soul, the better chances we have of getting there in the end, kind of thing. So any questions from anybody with regard to something that Shelley's already shared, or things that you would like to know for yourself? I know that one of the things that when we've eaten a lot and we've been sedentary is that the weight can start to gather its sources around our belly area.
Yes.
And that is something, on our heart or our legs or whatever. So it's important to be aware of that as well. I'm not talking dieting, because that's not something that assists us, but it may be something that, as you say, when we've got these bloats, what you're sharing will help us to disperse that as well.
And move. You don't have to run a marathon. A gentle yoga stretch here and there throughout the day. Take the dog around the block. It can just be, going up and down the stairs a few extra times. It's absolutely imperative that we just get a little movement so that things are circulating. That reduces your cortisol levels too. And cortisol is the hormone that creates all of the little storage pockets of fat around our organs and our middle section.
Yeah. And here's the thing, for anybody that is sedentary and they cannot physically get up and walk around. Some years ago, a friend of mine, she lived in an older building like we do, and they had a lady that came in once a week for what they called chair exercises. And literally you would sit in the chair and you would, do arm exercises as you could, or leg exercises and things like that. So don't place yourself in, I can't do that, because I was surprised that I, as a physically active person, couldn't keep up with these ladies doing these chair exercises. I'm telling you, they were quite something.
It gets the blood moving, and getting the blood moving gets the oxygen moving. And that in turn takes the toxins and drains out the lymphatic system. So it's really important. I saw Lori made a comment.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up here. Lori, here again. Do you offer consultation regarding individual intake with herbs, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I've got this one here. Thank you so much for this hour of greatness to rest and repair. I love it. So, Rosina, again, what about fasting? She said here.
Intermittent fasting, done in the right way, can be definitely beneficial, because it gives your body a chance to rest and repair. But long-term intermittent fasting can actually be detrimental, because it causes more stress on the organs when you have to eat compacted in a certain amount of time and then you go without.
So are you meaning like detox when we talk about fasting, or is that a completely different thing?
So like fasting in a sense of doing a cleanse a couple of times a year, or a juice cleanse, or even 1 or 2 days a week, it's great. But the keto lifestyle, for example, where you intermittent fast and then you pump a lot of fat and protein into your diet, is actually very hard on the body.
Yeah, I would think, because you're constantly flushing out everything all the time.
And not only that, but the fat intake that you're taking is actually blocking your absorption of many key nutrients.
Right.
Making your organs work overtime.
And we don't need certain organs working overtime.
No.
So Helen Ann here, she said, what would Shelley recommend for UC bowel issues?
Ulcerative colitis is very inflammatory, and often you have kind of like raw patches, well, they're ulcers in the bowel. So slippery elm and marshmallow root help to repair the mucosal lining, so it kind of soothes that over. You definitely need a specific probiotic that has planetarium in it. That is the one strain that is excellent for that type of bowel disease. And never, ever use psyllium husks. Use a fiber that is like acacia gum or guar fiber, which is very, very soft and easily digested. Psyllium is a rough edge, and anybody with UC or ulcerative colitis, that means that too many things are raw. And a rough edge of a piece of psyllium can tear and make that worse and create infections. So stay away from that.
Wow. And Rosina's just popped up on here. She says, thank you, ladies. This is amazing. Much love. It always is. When Shelley's on board, like the stuff she shares, she's an amazing source of healthy, smart, wise information. So again, if you live in the Windsor, Ontario area or not, Shelley's the source. Find her, and anybody out of town can get her. She will ship to you.
Yes, and we have amazing people on staff here as well. I have Leanna, who does iridology, and she's an herbalist, and her wealth of knowledge is so far beyond my wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
And then I have an osteopath, Helen Wilson, who is a human body mechanic. Absolutely amazing. I've met Helen.
She is incredible.
Yeah.
She can just look at you and know.
Yes. I have Audrey Walker, who is a myomassage therapist, who gets deep down into the body that you didn't even know needed work on. Yeah. And I have Perla, who does the most amazing soulful healing, intuitive healing, energy work, that mind, body, soul is all encompassed, and it's taught how to work together. And then I also have Lori, who does
she does amazing
Indian head massages, reflexology.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful symphony of what we can do to get our body working.
I love what Lori says here. She says you're a warrior of wellness. She meant wellness. So I love that. Absolutely. I totally agree. And the thing about Shelley is she's not going to sell you something. Okay. And that's, it's not like you're going into the herbal store or the for a consultation and she's going to say, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. And then $2,000 later, you're going out and you're going, do I really need all this? She's only going to suggest to you things that will improve your health and wellness.
Absolutely. I mean, getting started, sometimes you may need a few more things because you have to build a foundation and you may have to repair. But moving forward, you adjust. It's not the same thing all the time, and you review, and then you get to heal your body, and you change with the healing.
Yeah. And Perla here says, thank you for your kind words, Shelley. Much appreciated. And
I appreciate you.
The thing about shopping with Shelley, I should call it shopping with Shelley, is she gives you a discount based on, your repeat offenders, as I call it. So you're gaining from a store that wants you to gain your health and well-being. So, and yes, she has some amazing people that work from there who come in, who are there full time. So there's this amazing little source behind this little glass fronted place that she has that you just don't even know. It's like walking into, I always call it the Doctor Who TARDIS. You know, anybody that's watched Doctor Who, there's this tiny little frontage, and then when you step inside, it's like everything opens up. And she has, when the masks are not up and the screens are not there, she has talks and things like that. So all these professionals that can come in and work from there, she's just a plethora of great stuff. So I love it, and she's my go-to girl. And I have friends that say, what should I do for this? I'm like, talk to Shelley. She's the girl. Shelley knows.
We have a really good network that we're building here.
Yes.
So we're not just a store. It's a wellness information, a healing center.
Yeah. So somebody just said, with lockdown, are you open?
I am, because we are deemed essential, under the Pharmacy Act.
Yes,
so
it's
Pharmacy
good.
B, so we are open.
And of course, I know when this was all going down at the very beginning last year, or this year, sorry, I feel like I've jumped a year ahead. You know, you offer, what do you call it, curbside pickup.
And some people are still more comfortable with curbside, which is fine. Call your order in, pay ahead, we'll bring it out to your cart, no problem.
And again, if you want and you're not local, she will ship it to you. So Kimberly's just said, Shelley is amazing. She is.
Thanks, Kim.
It's a very, what I love about you, Shelley, is you're not, like when I'm listening to you, I go, oh my gosh, wow, she has so much knowledge. So I love spending this time with you.
I'm grateful for all the times you've had me on.
And we will have her back, because, as I said, this is the last one of raising the energy and sharing the positive, because the noon things don't work for everybody. So I'm going to be doing periodically this kind of thing in the evening. So we will have you back on again. Yay. Because the source of information that you share is far beyond anything I've ever achieved listening to a video or that kind of stuff. And of course, Shelley's on Facebook. She has a website. All of that information is below in the feed, so to connect with her.
The website still hasn't come to fruition. I need to get the right people to pull that together, but you can message me.
I will speak to you afterwards. Remind me afterwards, because I have a go-to girl that could get this up for you, and it won't cost you very much at all. Perfect. She's a very good.
All right. There you go. And you can always call the store too.
Yes. And she, and I haven't put the phone number in there, but if you go to her Facebook page, which is Fine Herbs
and Holistic
Wellness, or even just look up Shelly Ruzgys. She's on Facebook as well. On there. So is there anything else you'd like to share, or any other questions that anybody would like to throw into the feed?
If you are struggling with your mental health, wellness, and you would like to speak privately, let me know. Because many times
I'm hopeful we haven't lost Shelley. Everything froze for a moment. So I'm hoping that this will come back on. Okay, hold on. Bear with me.
There we are.
Yeah, okay, she's back in.
So if you're struggling with your mental health, reach out privately, because not all supplements can work well with prescription medications. You must be made aware of that. So we have to talk individually.
Yeah. And she does that as all part of what she offers. This is why I shop there, because it's not just a place I can go to grab stuff. She's a source of infinite information for my well-being and for my family's well-being. So it's important. So be supportive, please.
Please. Thank you.
Please. Yes. Well,
all our practitioners here are amazing. They work well together. It's just a good place to come.
Yeah.
It really is.
And even if you just want to go in there and say, hi, Shelley, I'm having a real crappy day, she'll lift your spirits up, I tell you. So you can go in there. Maybe you should start selling tea for the day, like make a pot of tea and then come in, maybe buy a cup of tea and just wander around the store, because you have some amazing teas and things in there that I love.
I'll make you a tea anytime you want to come in. We can have some tea and chat. That's not a problem.
Okay, so any more questions, please pop them in the chat now, because we're sort of getting into that wind down, wind up. So is there anything other that you want to share? Any specials on at the moment? Any?
I don't have any specials per se. I do have a lot of some of the things that we've decided to discontinue or a little bit short dated. We have orange stickers on the store. So we have quite a few things on sale with that. I'll probably run a clearance in January to move a lot of that out, because there's some great new stuff I want to bring in as well.
Yes, and Helen Ann has just put here, thank you very much for this, ladies. It is always great information and an uplifting time. God bless, and thank you again. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, as I said, Shelley's Facebook information is there, and it's Fine Herbs Inc. You can contact Shelley through her website, fineherbsinc.com, and we will be getting that sorted out for her, because I need that you have this so that we don't lose sight of you. So
I need to move, given the times, it's time to move more accessibility online. So
yeah. And Helen Wilson said here, Shelley is super knowledgeable. I agree 100%. Caring, kind, and humble. Absolutely. An amazing combo. I trust her. Her integrity is impeccable. Wow. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you, Helen.
That is very appreciated, because sometimes in the work that we do, we know what we're delivering is of use and benefit to people. And sometimes when we receive that, we forget to say thank you to that person that's delivering it. So if you have anybody in your life that's delivering great information or helping you, remember to say thank you, okay?
Well, I am very humbled and grateful. So thank you for all of you.
So I want to wish you all, as we transition from 2020 into 2021, is that you give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself and those around you. And shop local, even if you have to do it online. And if anybody's interested, I'm doing a 90-minute online workshop called Whiner or Winner, Choose Your Weapon. And it's on January the 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're getting lots of spiritual guidelines and practices to switch up and shift your vibration in 2021. And it's something that will work for you if you stop whining and set yourself up to win.
Oh, that sounds
good. On my Vibrational Energy Facebook page, and the cost is $45, because it will fortify you with 9 ways to implement for a more connected spiritual you. And I'm going to be posting that on all my different things, so don't worry about how do I get onto it. I haven't even set it up yet. I decided today, after communing with Spirit early on today, that this was how we're going to do it. So any last words from you, Shelley, that you want to share?
I just wish health and happiness for all of us, because that leads to abundance in many, many ways.
Very much. Yeah, very, very, very much so. So any other questions? You've got a couple of minutes left before we sort of close this down and move on. Again, my 2021 Insights and Predictions is up on my Facebook page. It's on all of my social media. I would suggest, I can't make you watch it, but Spirit are giving us a month by month, blow by blow insights for 2021. So take the time if you want to. All right, Perla says, thank you for this wonderful interview. I've shared it on my Facebook page. Thank you.
Thanks, Perla. I appreciate it.
It's all good. I love it. So lots of great wishes for everybody. And as we say goodbye to the last raising the vibration and sharing the positive of the year. And for now, in this format, I want to thank all my vibrational guests that have joined me this year. And this all just started because I was in lockdown and I thought, well, you know, okay, I'm going to share with people. And it started off as a daily, then it moved to a weekly. And now I feel that the transition from every Monday at noon Eastern needs to be rethought and redone. So I want to thank everyone that's been on. Perla's been on, Laurie's been on. There's lots of other people that have been on that are local to me, and they're my mainstays. So thank you, Shelley, for being here with us.
Thank you for all that you do to help us raise our vibration.
It's all part of the pathway. So thank you, everybody, and goodbye from us here today.
Have a good day.
Wishing you all a very vibrational 2021.